And just like that, here we are back again, week number 35 in Topps Project 70. What did we miss though last week while I was on vacation in week number 34? But what I want to do right now today is give that card away for free. And congrats to Rich Thorne for winning that Aussie Stitch free for me. That per run came in at 770. Rich Thorne's guess, 761. So congrats, Rich, for winning that card free for me. But welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, otherwise known on Twitter and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards. And the website that you want to go to and purchase every single card that gets released in this set, it is my website, CRTsportscards.com. But now, before we talk about the cards that led off for us today in week number 35, let's talk about week number 34. What did I miss as I was gone all 5 days? And to be honest here, not a lot. The cards as a whole didn't sell very well. Now, one of them did sell pretty well. That Shohei Ohtani by Undefeated. And by the way, thank you, Undefeated, here again. Your second straight card without the logo or your name being the most dominant feature on the card. That Shohei Ohtani comes in 4,601. When I saw that card on Friday, and even to this day, I still think that card is either dark or maybe that's the way the Topps website is showing it. Maybe it'll be a little bit clearer when it comes into our house. I did also notice that baseball is a very different color, so maybe your eye is supposed to be drawn to the baseball and the Ohtani and everything else is supposed to be a little blurry. So we'll see how that card looks when it comes in. I'm still not 100% sold on just how great that card is, but you can't argue last week, 4,601, that led the way for us. That was, though, 20.5% of the entire print run for the week. All 20 cards together sold just over 22,000 cards. More than 10 cards came in under 1,000. And so the average, when you remove that Ohtani from the cards last week, came in at just 1.1K. What does that mean for this set going forward? Now, in the moment, in the micro, not really too much. Look, this set is massive. We are now past card 600. This is a very, very expensive set. Everyone knows that. This is not really a surprise to anyone. But when you think about this compared to Project 2020, Project 2020 had 5 very distinct phases. You had the nobody watching phase, then you had the bubble, you had the bubble burst, you had kind of that middle of the run period, and then at the end, really no one was paying attention, and some of those cards are some of the most valuable cards in the set in relationship to the third and fourth phases. Of course, nothing tops the first phase, and I'm not about to say here that the Mookie Betts by Ron English, because that is now the lowest printed card, or at least tied for the lowest in the set, is going to be worth more money in the future. No, we could start to see in the future 300, 400 per run. So I'm not saying 586 is low right now. This is just a new phase of the set. Over the past 60 cards, the average PR is 1.5K. So budgets are thin right now. Money is not really out there in the set, and baseball has ended for a majority of the fans. But now in the big picture, when we look back in a couple of years on this set, when we got past card 600, maybe this is the time period where we say, you know what? That's where interest fell off. That is where the set died. You know, I said a few weeks ago, it really felt like card 600 should have been the end point of this set. So we will figure all that out in the future. But in the short term, if you collect what you want, if you buy what you like, if you buy the players and the artists that make you the happiest, the print run doesn't really matter. Who cares if a card sold 800 or 900? Because if you are a fan of that artist, you were just glad to see another piece of artwork from that artist. But now, before we talk about the 4 cards that were released today in the set, I did want to alert you to a few different things around my content that are upcoming, because they're very different than my Project 70 content. Next Tuesday, in partnership with Bleecker Trading. And Bleecker Trading, by the way, are the guys who were behind that recent Natural event. And by the way, thank you for this t-shirt and the signed Natural artist print from the event. I'm going to have a one-on-one conversation with the designer and the artist behind Spotlight 70, none other than Andy Friedman. My Spotlight 70 boxes finally showed up in the mail this past week while I was on vacation. I haven't opened any of them. I don't know if I'll wait to open them then, open a couple, maybe make a video. But hopefully, if you're a Spotlight 70 fan, you will check out that interview. And hopefully, if you purchase a few boxes, you have found some really cool cards in those boxes. And then next Friday, October 22nd, there will not be a show. I'll be headed out to the Las Vegas card show. It's the first annual one. So I'm leaving Friday afternoon and I'll be in Vegas on the 23rd and 24th. So if you're on the West Coast or near Vegas and you want to check out a card show, I'll be in Vegas over next weekend. But let's get to it. Let's talk about the 4 cards that released today. First up, we have an artist redoing a player they did last year from Project 2020. We have Ermsey with his Derek Jeter. This is Derek Jeter's 17th card in the set, the 5th from 2011. And for the Yankees, this is card 129 in the set. Second up, we have Greg Crayola Simkins with his Fernando Tatis Jr. This is the 24th time we've seen Tatis in the set. This is also the 13th card from 1988 Topps. And from the Padres perspective, this is card number 30. Third up here, it is Chuck Styles with his 1952 Topps pack of Mickey Mantle. This is Mickey Mantle's 20th card in the set. This is also the 20th card from 1952. And from the Yankee perspective, this is card number 130. Fourth and ending the day, it is going to be Michael B with his Shohei Ohtani, the #1 player in the set, the 25th Ohtani. This is also the 8th card from 1969 Topps. And from the Angels perspective, this is their 64th card in the set. And yes, when you go back to do the average of all 4 of those cards on the player side, it is over 20. But look, at the end of the day, right now in Project 70, I think this is what we're going to see more of versus having newer players released. I do know that Blake Jameson will be releasing a Joe Mauer card. That is very nice. We may get a playoff hero card here in the future if someone has a great playoff series or a couple of different series. Maybe an artist will take a risk and release a card like that. But for the most part, this deep and now in the offseason, I think we're going to see more and more of these well-known players get released versus a no-name risk player. But we'll see how it all breaks down in the future. But when you take a look at these 4 cards, celebrate them for what they are. We get to see Michael B take on Shohei Ohtani. If you like Michael B, you are absolutely going to love this card. I am not the biggest Michael B fan, but that Ohtani looks really cool. Taking a look at the 1952 Topps Chuck Styles Mickey Mantle, that card right now, in my opinion, is one of the most unique cards in the set. Not only do you get a 1952 Mantle, you get a wrapper on the card. This is the very first artist to tackle a wrapper on the card. I do not believe, though, that this is his wrapper card. But behind that mantle, I just want to rip that mantle off right now because behind it is my favorite card, 1952 Topps Jackie Robinson. And then behind that, you get Willie Mays. So this card, although it's only mantle, there are 2 other cards on it plus a wrapper. And so while that is a triple card with a wrapper parading around as a single card, when you take a look at the Fernando Tatis Jr. by Crayola, I don't really care that he has a Tatis Jr. I expected this card. I am collecting Crayola. That is a Mobber mascot on the front. They wanted to get a better look at the action. I do like the look of Tatis. He has finally gotten rid of the sunglasses. This is also a really cool back 80s year set that Crayola used. But for me, I'm just happy to have another Crayola card in the set. But now for the card that I want to give away for free tonight, it is going to be the only card that I've not spoken about so far. It is the Derek Jeter by Ermsey. And when you ask yourself, why did Ermsey use 2011 Topps for this card, you have to go back to the Xbox 360 archives. November 18th, 2011. That is when Minecraft was released on the Xbox 360. So it was a great way to celebrate the release of Minecraft. Obviously, it's Minecraft. When you look at the card, there's no question about it. So right now, in the comments below, leave your print run guess. The person nearest that print run without going over will win that card free for me. There are, though, 2 stipulations, but they're super easy. Number 1, you must be subscribed to the channel. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button below. And the second one is every print run guess must be in before 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursday morning. With that, that will complete your Monday night daily download. Best of luck winning that Derek Jeter free from me. And also, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, of course, hit that subscribe button.